Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be walking you through the first episode of Mikmik, which is a series I'm hoping to do where I'll run through basically all the footage that I take when I am making fursuits. Over the past 2 weeks I've been making these two absolutely adorable fursuit heads which have turned out so cute. And I have a lot of footage of me making them, so I'm going to compile it all into one video and do a beautiful voiceover for you, and I hope that you can learn something. I would also love to do more in-depth tutorials for each step of the fursuit making process, so if you have any specific tutorials you would like, do let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you would like more videos and more content like this. I am a full-time fursuit maker. This is my full-time job. I absolutely love it. There is nothing in this world that brings me more joy than getting to create these absolutely stunning babies. So without further ado, let's get into, first of all, the head bases. Hi, you join me on my bedroom floor where I am tracing out the pattern for 3 fursuit head bases. This pattern is one that I made myself. It's currently still in development. I'm still trialing and testing it to make sure it is absolutely perfect for when I hopefully hope to release this to the public. The type of foam I'm using is 1-inch thick low density foam. I know a lot of fursuit makers like to use high density foam. Personally I think that it's just a bit more heavyweight, a bit more difficult to work with, and I like my head bases to be super light and really easy to wear. Also, big shout out to my electric bread knife, which saves me so much time. I highly recommend, if you want to get into fursuit making, these things are like maybe £15 on Argos, and they save my hands, they save my scissors, they're just so satisfying to work with. And here I am cutting out the bucket base for the fursuit heads, which tends to be 7 inches thick and then as wide as your head plus 2 extra inches. And now it's assembly time, where I'm basically just hot gluing absolutely everything together. Shout out to Mythical Sausage in the background. I love Minecraft YouTubers, I love Mythical Sausage, I think he's great. Anyways, moving on. Then the trusty bread knife comes back again, and he is used for carving out the fursuit muzzles, cheeks, all of that good stuff. You can see that the foam on this fursuit base is very yellow, and that's just because it's aged. It is not mouldy, it's not a problem, it's not gone off or anything. That is just what happens when you leave foam exposed to air. I know some people do videos of them like cutting apart their fursuits, and then they're like, oh my gosh, the foam inside is so yellow. Yeah, that's normal. If you cut apart any of my fursuits, they would also be the same colour. Just make sure that when you are carving your fursuit bases that they do not have any sharp corners or pointy edges, because that is not natural, you know, in nature. Anyways, now we're moving on to cutting out all the fur pieces for both head bases. I did forget to record the part where I covered them in duct tape, but that is a pretty simple process. I literally just cover the entire thing in duct tape. I don't use saran wrap, cling film, whatever you want to call it, because I don't find that my duct tape is actually that sticky. But if you think that the duct tape is peeling off the foam underneath, then maybe consider using a protective layer. And I only tape half of my fursuit heads because for these two their patterns are perfectly symmetrical, so I don't need to worry about taping both sides. I can just make one pattern and then flip it over, and that does both sides of the fursuit head. Now moving on to arguably the most satisfying part of fursuit making, shaving fur. The clippers that I'm using are by Enjoy Pet. They are super cheap. You can just get them for maybe like £15 on Amazon, and they've lasted me 4 years I think at this point. I am probably going to jump ship soon because I have been having some issues with them very recently, and I think it's time that I actually upgrade them to something, you know, more professional, but it's fine. They've done me well. And now we move on to sewing every last seam together. This is a long and tedious process, but it looks amazing at the end. The parts that you see me hand sewing here are the eyebrows, which are just too small and fiddly to be done on the machine, but everything else gets sewn on the machine. The only seams that we are not sewing here are around the ears. Those get hand sewn later because I find the ears are quite fiddly and complicated to glue onto the head base if they are already attached to the rest of the fabric. I'm also silly and I take risks and I never add any seam allowance to any of my pieces, but if you know that you don't sew close to the seams or whatever, then do add seam allowance. You can always remove it later if it's too big, where it's so much harder to add fabric if it's too small. Like I said, I've been fursuit making for 4 years now. I've basically got my art down to a T, so yeah, this is just what I do. Now enjoy some relaxing time lapse because I have nothing else to add. Trying something new today. We're gonna try and print fursuit eyes with an actual printer because I can't paint for shit. Like, I'm not a painter, I'm not an artist, so I've got my buckram and I'm just gonna see if this works. Also, I hate printers. I really hate printers, so this is experimental. But if this works, then yay, and if this doesn't work, then whatever. I guess I'm destined to be a painter. So wish me luck. Okay, so I've taped the buckram onto the paper and hopefully the printer will accept that. I'm not really sure it's going to go through, but we'll give it a go. Those are the eyes that are being printed out. Don't they look so stunning? Okay, pray for me. Okay, come on. Come on. The thingy's in. It's ready to go. Oh, oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's do that again. We need a round 2. It printed on the wrong side. Okay, take 2. Let's see if this one works. I put it in the middle of the page now, made them bigger because these ones are too small. So yeah, pray for me. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god! Ah! That's so... No, don't eat it, don't eat it. No way! Stop it! That's amazing! Stop! I can't believe that worked. Oh my gosh. And they just look so good on camera as well. Yes! So now I'm just going to paint the backs black so that you can see through them. And then I'll seal them. And then those are some eyes. And they look really good. The voiceovers are back, and now that we've completed the outside of the head, it is time to focus on the inside. This time I did actually film the taping process, although I don't think it is the most exciting. It's definitely interesting, you know? Here I am cutting off all the excess duct tape and around the eyes, etc. And then cutting out the inside of the mouth into individual pieces. For these 2 head bases, they have weird coloured mouth linings. So we've got this dusty rose and then a purple. And now we move on to cutting out the inside lining of the fursuit heads, which is in colourful cotton. I'm also cutting out the neck because I do like to line those as well. I just think it looks a lot cleaner and it's a lot easier to then sew it into the fursuit head. And then we sew that all together on the machine. I do just want to specify that cotton or lycra are the only really good fabrics you should use for lining the inside of a fursuit head. Fabrics you should avoid are fleece, minky, or other insulating fabrics. And all that's left to do is just to glue it to the inside of those fursuit bases. And now we move back to the fursuit eyes, which are 3D printed by a wonderful friend of mine, but that does mean that I have to sand them down to make sure they have no rough edges or anywhere that could, you know, hurt or cut someone. And then I glue the buckram eyes that we made earlier to the 3D printed eye blanks and set them in the head. Now we're moving on to noses, which I just like lay the fabric on top of the nose, just pin it down, and then I see where we should put a seam, cut a little seam, sew it together, and then I put a little bit of stuffing of polyfill in the nose, and it actually makes it like look so much better, and it makes the seam so much less obvious. So yeah, polyfill in noses, people. Anyways, the rest of this footage is just me gluing all the fur pieces to the head bases. So now it's official, their skin is no longer coming off, that is it. They are cute, adorable, fuzzy furries for life. And now we go on to the details of teeth and tongues. These are such easy pieces to do. I just fold the fabric in half and sew it together. For the tongues, for the teeth, also for fursuit claws, that is such a good hack. It saves flopping about and fiddling around with all these little bits of fabric that don't want to behave. And let's just appreciate how cute these little tongues are turning out. Look at these adorable little tongues. And now we move on to the final part that I recorded for you, which is making the teeth. My top tip for making bottom teeth is thread sculpting. It just makes them look so plush and individual and just so adorable. And that's it. That concludes our 14 minutes start to finish on how I make these adorable fursuit heads. Here I'm just giving you a showcase of the newest creations of the Popcorn Mini family, and I hope that you enjoy. And if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you love this video, and leave a comment down below. Say if you have any tutorials that you would like me to do for any fursuit part. It doesn't have to be the heads. If you want to join me live fursuit making, I stream on Twitch Monday through to Friday from 12:30 till 4:30, so you can chat with me there, keep me company while I work on your adorable critters. If you want to never miss a post, check out my Instagram and you can see all the creations that I have made there from the moment I started till the present day. And if you'd like to come hang out, join my Discord server, all links in the bio. Bye!